3 strength training myths that go hand in hand. Women shouldn't lift heavy because building muscle mass will make them look big and bulky. They should just lift light weights for high reps to tone and burn more fat. And using those 8-pound dumbbells over and over in their boot camp classes is enough strength training for them. Just because a woman starts lifting heavy doesn't mean it's automatically going to make her big and bulky. The truth is, everybody's body responds differently to training. Some women do have the capacity to gain a lot of muscle mass. It depends on her specific body type, how she's training, her training history, etc. However, the women that you see that are big and bulky, I much prefer the term muscular, probably tried really hard to get there and build that amount of strength and muscle mass. And they were probably eating in a way that helped them achieve that body. Let's also differentiate between bulky and muscular. The bulkiness that women may see after starting strength training is not muscle mass. It's a high body fat percentage. To illustrate this, I'll give you a couple of examples of myself. On 2 separate occasions, I went into a cut phase to lose body fat. Here are the before and afters from my first one, and here are the before and afters from my second one. During both these cuts, the only exercise I was doing was heavy strength training. And you can see very clearly from both these before and after photos that I didn't get bulky. I actually did gain strength and muscle mass, and I lost body fat. And the result was a much leaner and more defined body. I weigh less in my first after photo than I do in my second, but I look leaner and smaller in my second. Why? Because I had more muscle mass. Muscle mass is actually denser than fat, meaning it takes up less space. So you can essentially weigh the same. Let's say, for example, 140 pounds. But if you weigh 140 pounds at 15% body fat, you're gonna look a heck of a lot smaller than if you weighed 140 pounds at 30% body fat. So tell me, does heavy lifting make women bulky? Or is it having a high body fat percentage that makes them bulky? Here's what often happens when women start lifting. They start on a strength training program, they feel hungrier, and so they end up eating more calories. And what's the result? They gain muscle mass, but they also didn't lose and maybe even gained some body fat from eating more. There's your bulkiness. Whereas if a woman were to start lifting heavy and also alter their nutrition to lose body fat, the result would be a smaller, leaner, more defined, and stronger body. So lifting doesn't make a woman look bulkier. Muscle mass is not what leads to the bulky look. It's a high body fat percentage. So in order to avoid the bulk that comes with strength training, many women think that they should just lift light weights for high reps in order to tone and burn body fat. However, toning is actually a combination of increasing muscle and decreasing body fat. And again, the only way to burn body fat is by being in a calorie deficit. Using lighter weights for high reps can increase your muscular endurance, but will do absolutely nothing to change your body composition and will not help you achieve that toned look that you desire. That lean, defined, and toned look that you want comes from losing body fat and building muscle mass. So now maybe I've convinced you to do some strength training. Now the question is, does using those 8-pound dumbbells over and over in your boot camp class count as strength training? No, that's not strength training. You're continuously using the same weight. You're likely not resting much at all. And you're probably doing more than 25 reps. This is not strength training. There's no continuity, there's not enough intensity, and there is no strength progression because there's no progressive overload. You are never challenging your muscles and forcing them to adapt. That adaptation process is required to build muscle and get stronger. So do you want to see some real change in your body? Do you want to see progress? Do you want to see definition? Do you want to be strong? And do you want to make it easier for yourself in the long run to be able to stay lean? But don't be afraid of heavy weights. Start using an intelligently designed strength training program and change your nutrition. And then experience the transformation that your body will go through to become leaner, more defined, and stronger.